Hey guys, I'm Adam from Top Dog, and today we're talking about something that could greatly affect the health and well-being of your dog. So I felt like I needed to make a video about this. This is something I've been announcing in group classes for a few years now, but as it continues to get more and more popular, I felt, you know what, we need to make a video just so we can put it out to as many people as possible. Over the last few years, artificial sweeteners have gained in popularity, and one of the most popular ones is called xylitol. Now, xylitol, unfortunately, is something that you wouldn't worry about typically because it doesn't get a lot of bad press just because of the fact that it doesn't have any negative side effects that we know of for humans. If you were to eat a whole bunch of xylitol, you might experience a little bit of a loose bowel movement or something like that. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of bad things that would happen from you consuming too much xylitol. And that's true across the board for primates. So if you got a pet monkey at home or something like that, and they were to get into something that had some xylitol, well, it wouldn't be the end of the world. However, for non-primates, xylitol can be extremely dangerous. It can make your dog very sick and can even cause liver failure and death in your dog. So you might be saying, well, xylitol, if it's that scary, it's probably not in very many things, right? Well, unfortunately, you'd be wrong about that because xylitol is being used in a lot of different low-fat peanut butters out there. And the most common thing that we're seeing xylitol used in is sugar-free gums. For example, this right here is a pack of gum that I just picked up the other day. And this has a very high dose of xylitol in it. And this wasn't, like I said, this isn't like a specially ordered thing. Many of the gums that you pick up at the checkout register are gonna be pretty high in xylitol if they're a sugar-free gum. Again, this is what they're using as a sugar replacement, and it's very toxic to your dog. And you might say, well, what is wrong with xylitol? Why exactly does it have these problems? Well, the thing that happens is when you ingest xylitol, your pancreas and your liver just basically kind of ignore it. It doesn't trip anything up. But when your dog ingests xylitol, what happens is that your body starts saying, oh, we need to produce a whole bunch more insulin. And when it produces a whole bunch of insulin, that's going to cause an extreme crash in your blood glucose levels. And a very low blood glucose level is going to equal a whole lot of problems. Like I mentioned earlier, hypoglycemia and liver failure are the two main threats that we worry about with xylitol. So the next thing you might be thinking is, well, it probably takes a ridiculous amount of that to get into my dog's system, so probably not that big of a deal to worry about. Unfortunately, again, you'd be wrong because this pack of gum right here has enough pieces of gum in it that it could potentially kill about 10 medium-sized dogs. And again, I don't say that to try to be morbid or anything like that. I simply want it to be something that you guys take seriously because of the fact that this is something that is very real. And unfortunately, like I said, it's hit a little too close to home from us. We've had our first client that had to reschedule some training with us because of the fact that their dog got into a pack of gum at home. Now, fortunately, like I said, they just had to reschedule. The dog did not die, just had a very rough couple of days, had to get put on fluids and things like that. So if you catch it quick enough before the dog starts showing the clinical signs, there's a very good chance that your dog's prognosis will be very good. But it's very important that you catch it quick and that you don't take it too lightly. As few as 2 pieces of gum can result in hypoglycemia, and as few as 5 or 6 pieces of gum, depending on the level of xylitol in there, can result in starting to see liver damage and things like that. So again, your vet can treat it by giving sugar supplements and liver blocking. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but there's different liver things that they can use to help the liver out and stuff. So again, you can have a good prognosis there. So again, folks, I just want to emphasize again, take this seriously. If you use products with xylitol, and chances are many of you do, make sure that you're keeping them in a very safe place. Keep them out of reach of dogs. This is definitely not going to be hanging out in my office anymore. I simply brought it in here for the sake of the video, but I've got way too many dogs coming and going to my office for this to be hanging out in here unattended. So we're going to go ahead and put this in a safe place. And again, we hope you'll do the same. And if your dog does get into some gum, like I said, even if it's as few as a couple of pieces, be sure to contact your veterinarian right away. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Adam from Top Dog. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And again, please keep your dog safe. Be on the lookout for these things. We don't want to hear any more of those scary stories. Thanks.